In this video, we're gonna make some sweet dessert style chaffles coming up. So we released a video a couple weeks ago that was our updated chaffle recipe for 2021, and you guys love it. There's so many of you that were like, this is the best chaffle that we've ever had. But could you make us a sweet chaffle? And honestly, Sarah and I haven't ever made dessert chaffles. I don't know why, it just, maybe we're savory people. So we set out to look for a sweet chaffle recipe that we liked, and we've been experimenting with it for the last couple weeks, and we have 2 recipes that we wanted to show you guys today. So after trial and error, this is the recipe that we came up with, and even Sarah is gonna tweak my recipe a little bit. So my recipe that I'm really excited about is gonna be an almond-flavored chaffle with cream cheese frosting, with raspberry jam or compote or jelly, and fresh raspberries on top. What about you, Sarah?
So for my chaffle, we're gonna go back to one of my favorite desserts of all time, a strawberry shortcake inspired chaffle with a cake batter chaffle topped with homemade whipped cream, and we add some very special Tahitian vanilla bean in there. And we're gonna top it with some macerated strawberries. You don't wanna miss it. All right, so let's get started.
So this is going to be a completely different recipe than the recipe that we showed you guys last time in our updated chaffle recipe for 2021. Our recipe for a chaffle is very, very savory, and so this is very different. The first chaffle recipe that we're going to make is going to be an almond flavored chaffle with cream cheese frosting and a raspberry drizzle. So before we get started making the chaffles, I just have half a cup of raspberries, half a cup of water, a tablespoon of powdered allulose, and a tablespoon of lemon juice, and I'm simmering that on low on the stove just so it starts to break down. It's going to take a while, so just let it do its thing while you prepare your chaffle batter. It is a batter because it's going to be more runny than our normal chaffle recipe or liquidy, and we're going to be pulsing it in the NutriBullet just to get it totally combined with one another, and you don't want it to be very cheesy or eggy. You want it to be fully combined and broken down. To my NutriBullet, I've added 2 eggs. I've added 2/3 of a cup of low moisture shredded mozzarella, 2 tablespoons of almond flour, 1/2 teaspoon of xanthan gum, 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, 2 tablespoons of powdered allulose, 1/2 teaspoon of almond extract, and 2 tablespoons of cream cheese. And we're gonna blend this until it's smooth. We're not gonna overblend it. I think that I want to add a splash of heavy whipping cream into this, just to kind of get it workable. A splash, and then that's it. Here's the consistency, and it really does look like a very luxurious custardy batter. Look at that. And it smells like almonds. So we're going to use our trusty 1/8 cup spoon. This thing is so invaluable to us. It's the perfect amount to put in a chaffle maker. And we're gonna load up our chaffles. We always have 2 going at all times because there's people here that want multiple chaffles. So we've cleaned these, but I'm smelling kind of like a garlicky type of smell because we make so many chaffles with these. And if you're using savory ingredients, you're gonna wanna make sure that you don't get those flavors into your sweet chaffles because that would be gross. So I'm just gonna put a damp towel and just make sure that these are clean.
Like steam cleaning your waffle maker.
And these raspberries have been cooking for about 5 to 10 minutes on low, and they're starting to break down. I'm gonna help them along by mashing them a little bit. And I'm gonna let this reduce down further. And I think I'm gonna add a little bit of xanthan gum into this raspberry drizzle. The secret to using xanthan gum correctly is to use an equal part of something else to mix it into. So I have a little bit of allulose that I'm going to use as kind of like to split it up. I put 1/4 of a teaspoon of xanthan gum and 1/4 of a teaspoon of allulose in here, and I mix it all together, and that is going to lead to an equal distribution of the xanthan gum into whatever you're putting it into. So if you're gonna use it in a gravy, you could mix it in with some salt and then put it into the gravy. And it will just help it distribute evenly and not clump. All right, this is gonna thicken. And it's going to be ready to be drizzled on top of our chaffles. And we're gonna get started making our chaffles. See? You want all those bits gone out of there. Our chaffle makers are now clean, and you're gonna go in with a heaping 1/8 cup. The moment of truth. Just gonna let these cool. To make the cream cheese frosting, it's very simple. All you do is add 2 ounces of softened cream cheese to a bowl, add a splash of heavy whipping cream, and we added about 3 tablespoons of powdered allulose, because allulose is only 70% as sweet as regular sugar. It's a really beautiful consistency and it's not super sweet. A splash of brightness in here. Into the refrigerator for the next 20 minutes or so while Sarah makes her recipe.
So up next, I'm going to show you how to make a strawberry shortcake chaffle. Strawberry shortcake was something near and dear to my heart pre-keto. It's something that I would order whenever I would see it on a menu in a restaurant. Like my favorite one was from Cheesecake Factory, and they had these buttery biscuits, fresh whipped cream with ice cream also on top of there, and some strawberries with a drizzle. And I would just usually get that and not get a meal. That's how much I love this thing. There's something about berries and cream that really draws me in every time. I thought, why not recreate that for you guys today? So I've taken my strawberries and cleaned them. I've chopped them into quarters, put them in my bowl, sprinkled in 3 tablespoons of allulose, and I added in a couple squirts of lemon juice. This is gonna help the strawberries macerate so they can release all their juices and become a nice sauce. So I'm just gonna put these, okay, stop! Emily.
What?
Stop. For me to edit. Okay. So I put my strawberries off to the side to macerate while we work on the chaffles and the whipped cream. So I'm gonna go in with the same recipe that Emily used in the previous chaffle, except for one difference. And that difference is I will not be adding the egg yolk into the batter. I'm gonna take it out just to see if it helps with the egginess flavor. The other difference is that I'm gonna be adding in cake batter flavoring into my chaffle batter. Emily used almond extract in hers. I found it online and I've been adding it to things and it really does taste like cake. And since this is a strawberry shortcake, I really wanted to give that cakiness flavor to it. All right, so now we're gonna blend it up quickly because the xanthan gum is in there. I just looked at the batter and it's kind of thick, so I'm gonna be adding a splash of heavy whip to thin it out a bit. It really does smell like cake batter. Can you smell it?
Oh wow, it looks like cake batter.
All right, so you know the routine. I'm gonna take a heaping amount, which is a 1/8 cup that we like using, put them on my chaffle maker, let them go for 3 to 4 minutes, and we'll see you after, and we're gonna work on that beautiful whipped cream. So we're gonna be topping our chaffle with some hand-whipped cream, and to make it really special, we're gonna be adding in a Tahitian vanilla bean that Emily actually ordered off eBay. What?
It's true, but it's kind of weird to buy vanilla beans off of eBay.
They're actually very hard to find, and like at my local grocery store, they're pretty expensive. So ordering them offline might save you a couple bucks. Like I think at Mariano's, which is a local grocery store in my area, 1 vanilla bean costs like $15. I'm going to be splitting the vanilla bean open to extract the caviar. I don't know actually if it's caviar, but the little seeds.
Crud.
The crud. Is that what it's called? No. Is that the scientific name? The crud, the caviar.
The beans. Vanilla bean.
No, the bean is a pod, I thought. And we're gonna be putting it into our heavy whip along with some sweetener, and we're gonna beat it until it's nice and fluffy. Hopefully that won't take too long. Okay, so what I did was I slit it down the middle and I took the back of my knife and kind of pressed it so it would split the bean open. I'm gonna put that in my bowl, but what you could do with this vanilla bean is put it in like a little mason jar of heavy whipping cream with some allulose.
Ooh.
Make your own vanilla sugar-free creamer.
Yummy.
So I'm just gonna whip this for like eternity until it looks like whipped cream. So we'll check back. But you can actually see the little specks of vanilla in there.
Mmm.
Weak hands, weak arms, T-Rex arms. I should have Emily do this.
No.
Yeah, because
No.
Emily, look how low she's holding the camera. Emily has no arm strength. That's why when she's filming me, it's like an upward angle because she's
Lazy.
Yeah, well, get the arm strength up. This is a continuing problem. I don't know if you've noticed this. Emily, you can do this.
No.
To make sure that it's ready, you make sure you put it over your head. You don't want to over whip it, then it starts to separate. So we're gonna put it in our freezer until we're ready to present the final dish. The bowl is way too big. Use the pork as a leveling agent. All right, so I'm gonna clean up and then we're going to put it all together.
And to complete the dish, I took the chaffle that has been resting on the rack over there, and I put about a tablespoon of the raspberry jam on top, and then I covered that with the cream cheese, and then I covered that with some fresh raspberries and a little bit of mint. Because why not? So I can't wait to try this, but Sarah's got to put together hers first.
So to finish this chaffle, it's really easy. Put down your chaffle, add a generous layer of that beautiful whipped cream, and then top it with your strawberries. We added a little mint shrub for garnish. That might be too big. So we're gonna go over and try them now.
All right, so here's the almond one. I hope that's in focus.
They look very similar, let's be honest.
You can definitely taste the almond extract in there. It's not too powerful. It's really a thicker type of consistency than that would be. Well, I mean, hey.
What?
Vine, you have to try mine first.
Wait, you told me to eat mine.
I know, I meant you should eat mine first.
I'm confused.
Stop! Eat mine first. No, get a raspberry too. Like everything. It tastes like cream cheesy frosting. It tastes like raspberries. Because you have the fresh raspberries on top, and then you have like that coulis or whatever. It's a raspberry reduction at the bottom. And then you have like that really rich cream cheese. And the chaffle doesn't taste like cheese. So this tastes like a pancake to me. It's cakey, pancake-like texture.
So moving on to mine. Okay, here. Yeah, hold on. Let me give you a piece. You can take the shrub off of there. Okay, what?
Did you taste the almond extract?
I do. I did taste it. Yeah, it was
good.
Did
you like it? Yeah. Okay. So let's see if we can taste that cake batter extract.
You can really smell the cake batter extract. That to me tastes like a birthday cake. And I think what helped is like that strawberry juice that was sitting there. It's kind of absorbed into the chaffle. There wasn't really a lot of sweetness to the actual chaffle.
I like your chaffle better than my chaffle.
Really?
I didn't try making mine before without the egg yolk. I think that you should take out the egg yolk. It's really, really good. Can I have another piece?
Yeah.
It's really good. I love it without the egg yolk. I think that mine tasted more like a pancake. Yours tastes more like a cake.
Well, I think that's also the cake batter extract.
Yeah, and the cake batter extract is really something special. I don't think I've ever had it before.
I actually had a hard time finding the cake batter, but it is available usually on Amazon. We'll leave a link to that cake batter in the description below, along with like the xanthan gum and the almond flour that we use. So make sure to check out those links. If you have any suggestions on new like chaffle sandwiches or even like basic chaffles, let us know in the comment section below.
And if you like this video, please give it a like. It helps us out so much on the YouTube algorithm, and we really, really appreciate it. And if you haven't already seen our new chaffle recipe for 2021, everybody's loving it. You can click on the video on the screen and we'll see you over there. Anyways, I'm Emily.
And I'm Sarah.
And we are the Keto Twins, signing out.